VAR and the referee and the PG Mall are an absolute disgrace. Arsenal have been robbed today and it was absolutely horrific decision. I'm a neutral here. I can come, I can laugh at Arsenal, but what has happened to them today is absolutely unacceptable. If it was my club, I would have been furious. That is not taking away from some of the not good performances from Arsenal players. That's not taking away any credit from Newcastle, and I'll talk about that later in the video. But first of all, I have to get my thoughts out on the VAR, the PG Mall, and the referee, because this was one of the worst managed games we'll see. And this season, we have already had some of the worst decisions even a human person can imagine, because the referees we think have a very hard job, and I understand that they are also humans, but you're sitting in Stockley Park, you have the technology, and you still make some of the most dumb decisions you will see is absolutely out of order. And the referee also in some points did not have the game in control, but my more blame in this one is on the VAR, because it was not just this decision, the Bruno G one, the havertz one, but this is the worst. This is the worst. There were 3 doubts regarding the goal. First of all, it looked like out of the line. From my side on the stream services, I was seeing the match. They were showing the replay where they only showed one replay, so it looked like some part of the ball may be touching the line. But when you see in the other streamer services on Twitter, they show the replay where it was absolutely out of line. Then Gabriel was fouled. If an attacker was fouled in the situation in the penalty box is given a penalty, why a defender being fell off and his balance being taken away is not a foul? How? And Jolinton had a doubt of being offside. He did not have the angle. 3 doubts in a goal, and you still stood with the goal? It is mind-boggling. And then Bruno G should have been red. He's elbowing Jorginho. Just an absolute disgrace. And the Havertz one as well, it should have been a red as well, and it's an awful decision. But Havertz one has one thing in his favor, that it did not hit long stuff so bad. Referees in the decision mostly give red if an injury has happened. That is a sad part. And along with that, his foot was not really drilling high, but still that was a horrific tackle by Kai Havertz. But now coming to the game, first of all, to Newcastle, even after all the injuries, that was very good. Newcastle were all over the Arsenal in the game in terms of in the faces, in the passion. But I also have to give credit to Arsenal. I think in the first half it was a good match. It was not a great footballing match, a great enjoyable football match, but it was a good match, good footballing match, good footballing balances, fights, physical balance, passion from both the sides. It was a proper match between 2 very good sides in the Premier League. That's why I was enjoying this match. There was passion. Defensively, both sides were solid. Nobody was allowing each other any spaces to take the advantage of. Both the managers were cautious, but also their players were all over each other whenever they had the chance. Newcastle looked sometimes they had a better chances. They were better on the counter attacks. But then Arsenal in the end had a chance with Martinelli as well, and it went to 0-0. But overall, in the second half, when Livramento came and shifted to the right, Trippier went to the left, Martinelli was shut down. Bukayo Saka overall in this game was nowhere to be seen. Kai Havertz had a good game, but again Eddie Nketiah was nowhere to be seen. I respect him. He has done a good job for Arsenal. The boys overall done a fine job, but he's not at the level of elite one like Gabriel Jesus. And even if Gabriel Jesus is not a 20-goal striker, 25-goal striker, Gabriel Jesus is one of the best link-up striker in the league. The man brings everyone in the game, whether it's Saka, whether it's Martinelli, and then Mr. Service Odegaard. Arsenal attackingly were not in this game. Defensively, Saliba was really immense. Gabriel was fine. Ben White was you can say fine. I won't say really great, but fine. Tomiyasu was fine. Declan Rice was immense. And Arsenal were looking like this game might end in 0-0. Same goes for Newcastle. Defensively, Trippier, Livramento, Shaw, everyone was really good for them as well. Jolinton was on the faces of Arsenal players, and there was real passion for both the sides. In the second half, Newcastle were the better side for the initial phase. Then Indian Arsenal dominated, but it was just that in attacking areas, Arsenal had literally no edge. Saka did not have a really good game. They just did not have the clinical edge. And once that goal went in, it looked very difficult to see Arsenal scoring. But overall, if that goal is not given, that robbery that happened, it was still going 0-0, and 0-0 is not the worst result at St. James Park. But I think Mikel Arteta needs to be really concerned with some of the attacking performances. And Havertz, this was one of his better games for Arsenal. He was good in this game. You cannot really go on him. But to be honest, Fabio Vieira is his signing. Havertz is his signing. So Arteta will slowly have to get tune out of them. He has to get a tune out of them, because it's a tough loss to take. Because now they've lost 2 games in a row. One in the Carabao Cup, one in the Premier League. City won their game as well. Liverpool have a game against Nottingham Forest. Tottenham have a game against out of form Chelsea. So again, there's a big chance for Arsenal to again find themselves behind and take all the momentum of the City victory away. If they want to win the title this year, it's important and imperative for them to now find their winning way, and that can only be done if they can find their attacking form. Burnley is the next opponent and the best one to get the attacking returns back, while for Newcastle, Eddie Howe is doing a marvellous job. Even after all the injuries, they've beaten Arsenal, United in midweek in the Carabao Cup. They are building very nicely, and Newcastle again look like a prime, you can say, team that is very likely to be in the top 5 this season. What a job Eddie Howe is doing. Such a stable club. Well done to them. They're building very, very nicely.